I would like to read a letter to all of you, which I sent yesterday evening to the head of the European Council, Mr. Costa, and the position that I will represent at the meeting of the European Council next week. It is a position that may not be approved by the entire National Council, but I absolutely stand for this position. And you will find out everything in this letter. I quote exactly how I wrote the letter. Dear Mr. President of the European Council, dear António, allow me to take this opportunity to express any misunderstandings and doubts in the recent proposal of the European Commission to ensure the financial needs of Ukraine for the years 2026-2027, returning the use of frozen Russian assets. For a long time and unambiguously, I have been expressing my position on the military conflict in Ukraine. This conflict has no military solution. The strategy of the European Union towards the conflict is wrong and ineffective. And continuing the war is only a senseless killing without strengthening Ukraine's position in the case of peace talks. 20,000 people per month fall on each side without any sense. Therefore, I reiterate my strong support for all peace initiatives, and I urge you to end unnecessary bloodshed in these weeks, especially with the efforts of President Donald Trump. Dear Mr. President, without referring to the advantages, disadvantages, or risks of the unambiguous solutions proposed by the European Commission, I very clearly state that I am not in a position to support any solution to the financial needs of Ukraine that would prevent the military export of Ukraine for the next few years. I am not looking for any excuses, neither financial nor legal. I am not looking at the risks associated with the use of frozen Russian assets or the fact that the current difficult financial situation in Slovakia does not allow us to participate in the plans of the European Commission to financially cover the military exports of Ukraine. The peace policy I am recently emphasizing does not prevent me from voting for the extension of the military conflict, because the provision of tens of billions of euros for military exports is an extension of the war. Not to mention the fact that the use of frozen Russian assets can directly threaten the American peace efforts, which are directly related to the use of these resources on the territory of Ukraine. Mr. President, you certainly remember that I openly spoke about this risk at our informal meeting in England. And I am not even talking about the information about the corruption scandals in Ukraine that we share together. Mr. President, the Slovak government is a solid and solidarity player. We help Ukraine in many areas in the humanitarian sphere. We provide them with electricity, reverse current, even gas, although it was the Ukrainian political leadership that decided to stop the transfer of gas across the territory of Ukraine, significantly financially damaged. We are working on a new energy connection, a direct railway connection, on the repair of border crossings. We have almost 200,000 Ukrainian citizens on our territory who fled before the war. We organize joint governments, we provide humanitarian aid, and at the bilateral level we are ready to continue in this way. We are supporters of Ukraine's entry into the European Union, although you yourself must admit that there are some EU member states that support the war on the one hand, but on the other hand, the more they do, the louder they raise serious threats to the soon-to-be membership of Ukraine in the European Union. Dear Mr. President, dear António, I take your statement from England to heart that the establishment of the European Council may take a long time. By forming these clear positions, I want to eliminate any misunderstanding or unjustified expectation that a long session in Brussels can change my position. I cannot support, and I will not support, under any pressure, any decision to support the military exports of Ukraine to which the Slovak Republic should participate. At the same time, I respect the sovereign right of every member state of the European Union to come to a voluntary basis and to deal with respect. Robert Fico. This is the position that we will represent in the European Council.